So the mission's divided between Morelos and Guerrero. And so on the coastal side, on the coast, you got a lot of costeños that are actually have a lot of African American blood in them, because there was a slave ship that was there on that side of the world, and a lot of the slaves escaped and went into the coastal parts of Guerrero. So you get a lot of darker skinned people there that have African American heritage, which is really interesting. It's different culturally than other parts. There's definitely a difference between Morelos and the kind of the city feel of Cuernavaca and the coastal parts of the mission, where you get a lot of people that just accents like you'd have here. You get people in the deep south that have real strong accents, and maybe people think they're more like Hicks, and then there's people from New York that are a little different, and so you get that in the mission. The history of that area is Aztec. So when you get onto the Yucatan Peninsula and over in those areas, kind of by Veracruz, it's more Maya. So the history is more Aztec. In the capital of Guerrero, in my mission, there you go up into the city and you see this teeny little pyramid there, and you're like, oh, it's kind of a crappy ruin. But I remember one time I was meeting with an investigator, and he said, no, actually, that's just the top of a pyramid, and this whole city is covering an ancient city. And so there's tons of roads and everything under the city of Chilpancingo that you don't even know about. So there's a lot of ruins throughout the whole mission, which is really interesting. I don't know, Mexicans there's just a strong pride and culture in Mexico that kind of goes throughout the whole country that I felt there. I felt that in Mexico City. I felt that in Cancun. And so it's a wonderful culture, but it's, they have pride in being Mexicans, and there's a national culture, I'd say. So I don't think it's really different from other areas that way. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's really interesting. When Hernan Cortez went to Mexico, he I don't know the whole story, but essentially his palace, his castle that he was in when he was conquering the Aztecs in Mexico City, is in Cuernavaca. So they've got a big his castle palace there. Ironically, it's closed on Mondays, so you can never go there on P-Day. But it's that's kind of an interesting part of it. When he came, he was in Cuernavaca, which is the main city in the mission. So it's cool.